welcome to Turn to Your Doom, a Choose Your Own Adventure Book podcast where we read Choose Your Own Adventure Book podcasts. Where I or someone else reads the Choose Your Own Adventure book, and the other person is the second person you in the story, aka the person doing the adventure. With me today is someone who can't hide her excitement from being with a similarly aged mermaid in the ocean alone for potentially days. Faith.
Hey, it's just me and my mermaid girlfriend. Solving mysteries. Or something, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
We're trying to find her family so that we can get their blessing to get married.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna try to finish off this side of the book.
Yeah, last time we escaped a sea witch by helping her not be lonely.
Yeah.
And we helped our friend find her mermaid family.
Also, just because someone doesn't look beautiful or something doesn't mean they're like a bad person.
Like,
automatically.
she's just old. People get old.
People get old and cranky.
Why are you surprised?
That's whatever. I don't know. Like,
we also got the ending where we live forever with our mermaid girlfriend.
But
in a beautiful coral reef. It was lovely.
But we're going to try to finish off this side of the book because there is actually a whole other side of the book that is also very exciting because this is one of the good books.
Yeah.
So, so, if you remember one of the first choices we made, in fact, it's the second choice.
Yeah.
Instead of, trying to get used to being underwater, we are now going to look for the mermaids.
Yes.
We are going to turn to page 65. So, you look around for a few seconds. Moonlight doesn't light up the ocean very much. The water is dark, with murky shapes lurking here and there. Not a very inviting sight. But you try to sound more cheerful than you feel. Well, you say briskly, where were you all headed to when you got lost? No one in particular, Tana answers. You sigh. Mermaids, it appears, aren't a purposeful. Mermaids aren't a purposeful bunch, and Tanya doesn't seem to be thinking very logically. Is there any place around here that the other mermaids might have wanted to visit? About 50 miles north here, there's oyster beds. We like to gather pearls there. Or we could have gone to Lobster Cove. It's a lot like Red Lobster, but like fancier. But there's a lot of fishermen in the cove, and every once in a while we like to cut their lines. That sounds fun.
Get fucked.
So you can eat the fish yourself? Tana looked shocked. A mermaid would never eat another living creature. We're not like you. We only eat plants. No, we cut the lines to save the fish from being caught. She pauses. It shake out her long hair. I checked most other places already, where the mermaids might be. I think I might have made this up, but I thought there was a part where they were talking about eating people falling off of a boat, but I may have made that up.
I was really hoping
they were just drowning them.
Oh,
they could have just been drowning them.
Yeah.
She said nothing about eating dead meat.
It's true.
Also, we don't eat live meat most of the time. We eat dead meat.
Yeah.
We kill the things first. Most of the time.
I was really hoping she was just going to be like, no, we just cut the lines for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Just no reason.
Would have been a lot better. No, we just do it because it's fun. But,
yeah.
If you head for the oyster beds, turn to page 71. If you head for the lobster cove, turn to page 92.
Okay, so lobsters, 92. What was the oysters?
71. Or do you want to go to an upscale seafood restaurant or just a place where you can, I guess, bother mollusks, honestly.
Yeah, let's go to the let's go to the lobsters.
Okay. You swim several hours until the bright sun overhead tells you it must be mid-morning. Lobster Cove is much prettier than the cove you've been staying in all summer. White cliffs rim the beach. Seagulls wheel ceaselessly overhead, and a colorful fishing boats dot the water. There's no sign of mermaids. Tana gives a discouraged sigh. They'll turn up, you say. Why don't we cut some fishing lines while we're here? Yeah! Tana says and darts through the water. When you catch up to her, she's furiously sawing through a fishing line with the edge of a clamshell. The fish hook and sinker drift slowly to the ocean bottom, and the line is left floating aimlessly in the water. The two of you set to work cutting through all the lines you see. You feel virtuous, hoping to save so many lives, and the work is cheering up Tana. You reach down to pick up a larger shell and suddenly grasp in pain. A fish hook is caught in your hair. Frantically, you try to free yourself, but the fish line is tightening, and you're being reeled in. Turn to page 105. The only way to keep the fish hook from hurting so badly is to swim up with the line. So you paddle frantically. The water becomes lighter and lighter, and suddenly you're above the surface, blinking blinking into the startled face of the fisherman, who grabs you by the hair. Are you all right? He asks. You nod the best you can. What happened? What are you doing down there? Good question. Why are you down there? If you tell him the truth, turn to page 40. If you try to make up a convincing story, turn to page 96.
Story.
I mean, the last time we chose this, it went badly for us.
It did, but
we got laughed at by a child.
Maybe that kid that just fucking dipped on us. That was so funny.
I don't know how I got there, you say. Something about a boat? Yes, I think I was on someone's yacht, and I fell overboard, and the next thing I knew, you're rescuing me. You saved my life. But my line's 30 feet long, and you shouldn't fall that far, the fisherman says blankly. And I haven't seen any yachts around here.
What the fuck is this man talking? Yes, you can. There's also currents in the ocean.
But it's still weird, though.
Oh, okay.
Someone being 30 feet down in the water with no scuba equipment.
And then they're just fine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You do the only thing you think of and pretend to pass out.
This book is so fucking funny.
The fisherman wraps you up in blankets and calls the Coast Guards. When you come to, you tell them where your parents are, and they arrange a flight across the Atlantic. You're delighted to leave Clams Bay behind. As the months go by, you even begin to believe the story you told the fisherman. You repeat it to anyone who will listen. Did I ever tell you the time I fell off of a millionaire's yacht, you say? I was underwater for hours, and it was a miracle I survived. At last, people get so bored with the story they avoid you whenever they can. The end. But wouldn't you still have the necklace on?
Yeah, you would.
That allows you to, breathe underwater? Wouldn't you, I don't know, maybe jump into a pool while wearing it or something? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that makes you feel different.
Yeah.
In any way. Unless you're underwater.
Plot hole.
Yeah.
We go back and tell him the truth. Page 40. Yep.
So we tell him the truth. I was underwater with a mermaid cutting fishing lines, you say. And you see, she can't find other mermaids, and I cutting fishing lines, were you?
You don't have to tell him that part.
The fisherman interrupts. He's still holding on to your hair to keep you from swimming away. And why would you do something like that? Oops. Well, you see, mermaids never eat a living creature, but the fisherman interrupts you. That's a very interesting story, he says coldly. I've been wondering what's been happening to all my lines here. I suppose you know you're destroying someone's property when you're doing that. But mermaids do it all the time, you say hopelessly. Why don't you just Come aboard with me, the fisherman says, hauling you into the boat and dumping you on the bottom. Tana's necklace slips off your neck and falls unnoticed in the water. We'll see what the police thinks about this, mermaids. And then he spits angrily in the water. Maybe the police won't believe either of you. After all, you aren't wearing any diving gear. So how would you have stayed underwater for so long? It'd be your words against fishermen. And you'll hope the police will be understanding. The end. Oh no, they'll just kill both of you.
Yeah.
For existing.
Yeah.
So, or what will happen is they'll accost you for something just because they want to accost you, and then they'll have a heart attack in the middle of like trying to beat you up.
Yeah.
And then you'll get put into jail for 7 months, and you'll be on trial to serve the rest of your life in jail because a cop had a heart attack and died while trying to beat you up.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a thing.
That is a thing.
That's happening right now.
That is a thing.
So yeah.
Huh.
Apparently, Lobster Cove is not the place to go.
Yeah.
Apparently. So
if we went to the oyster place, it is page 71.
yeah, we're gonna go to the oyster place. Maybe they'll probably have something, right? Has to. Okay, so we're going to the oyster place. You and Tana set out for the oyster beds at a leisurely pace. I could get there in a couple hours, Tana says, but you probably aren't used to swimming 50 miles all at once. We'll have to go slowly. You find swimming at the bottom of the ocean in the middle of the night pretty nerve-wracking. You keep banging into rocks, slithery things brushing against you. You hope they're only seaweed. When the sun comes up, light filters down through the water. And now you can see how beautiful the sea world is. But you're too exhausted to appreciate it. Your arms and legs barely move, and you barely keep your eyes open. Tana, I don't think I can go much further, you say. Can we stop and rest a while? I'm eepy and deepy to sleep.
I got the honk shoes.
I'm real honk shoe, me pilled right now. I'm gonna need to sleep, Max. Soon.
I gotta say goodnight, Mr. the Missile.
So, but it's only 5 more miles, Tana protests. Can't you manage that much? If you insist on resting, turn to page 75. If you keep on swimming, turn to page 89.
Let's try and keep swimming.
Okay. You force yourself to keep swimming. And when you reach the oyster bed, you're glad you did. There's no signs of mermaids, but dozens and dozens of oysters lie before you. There must be a fortune in pearls here. How do you get them open, you ask Tana eagerly. Oh, that's easy. You pick them up like this and shake them a little. Not too hard. She demonstrated as she talks. And we sing. She croons a simple wordless song. That relaxes them. Then, when they open their shells up a little bit, we just reach in and... here's one. And Tana's hand is a gleaming pink pearl. Let me try, you say. You pick up an especially large oyster. And do what Tana did. At the right moment, you reach in and pull out a fish scale. Or is it a fish scale? It's large and round and a beautiful iridescent green, like the scales on Tana's tail. Look at this, you say to her. Tana gasps. That's the rainbow's fish scale. That book teaches you have to give away all parts of yourself to please people.
You're so right.
The book telling you should have no boundaries.
The book that tells you that if your personality is a little too much, you need to strip away your individuality to please other people.
God, man, the rainbow. I'm gonna once it becomes public domain, I'm gonna do the rainbow fish, but they have a taser and they start tasing people when they. Like, can I have one of your rainbow scales? And it's just like, no, but you can see rainbows. Ah! but Tana gasped, that's a mermaid scale. They were here. They can't be far away. Turn to page 91. Suddenly you hear voices crooning, a low, wordless tune, like Tana's song. She hears it too. That's them, she cries. Follow me. And she darts ahead in the water. About 200 yards to the left, there's a group of large boulders forming a sort of cave. Sitting there, sheltered from the current, is a circle of mermaids, playing with a fortune in pearls. Turn to page 10110. With a cry of joy, Tana swims towards the cave. Tana! One of the mermaids exclaims. We forgot all about you. Where were you? And the next 5 minutes are filled with greetings, excited laughter, apologies. You hang back shyly, not wanting to call attention to yourself. Finally, one of the mermaids notices you. A human? She says, a human? What's a human doing here? Tana turns to you. Oh, I guess, this human is a friend? We came together. I'm not sure if I could have gotten here alone. You're glad she realizes it. The mermaid who notices you swims and clasps her hand. Thank you for bringing Tana to us, she says gratefully. I'm Shala, and you're welcome to stay with us for as long as you like. But I must ask you one thing. What are you wearing? Then you suddenly realize you're still in your pajamas and bathrobes. They must look ridiculous. Help the human child make a seaweed tunic, Shala says Tana. And then we can be on our way. Turn to page 84. Ooh.
What are you wearing? This bitch.
Man, your pores are so open. You must not use any. You must not do any. You must not have a skin routine. The tunic fits you perfectly, and it's much more comfortable to swim in. You have no trouble keeping up with the mermaids as they set off through the water. Tana swims next to you, and she finally seems to think of you as her friend. Mermaids are the most beautiful creatures you've ever seen. Their tails, sleek and silvery and green, are perfectly streamlined so they can swim without effort. Their long hair, golden chestnut, with it glints of green, ripples around them as they move through the water. You can't help to feel clumsy next to them. Also, you notice how slender their wrists are and how long their fingers are and the curves of their lips and all that stuff. I mean, it's just fine. It's like normal
Everything's
things
fine.
to notice.
Everything's fine. It's just normal feelings.
You're just like, wow, I can see your clavicle a little bit and I'm a little flustered right now. Put those away, come on.
Tana's like, why are you breathing so hard?
You're actually boiling water around your face right now. You probably want to stop.
Are you okay? No.
Like, the last conversation we had was just you barking. What's going on?
Fuck.
Okay, so where are we going? Where are we going? You asked Tana. What are we gonna do? We'll do anything we want. Yes, says Sheila. A ship is coming this way, and we could go watch. There's flurry of excitement and giggles coming from other mermaids. You wonder why. Or we can play in the whirlpool. We haven't seen Flower Island in a long time. We could go there. Charlotte turns to you. What would you like to do next? So, if you choose to watch the ship, turn to page 88. If you choose to play in the whirlpool, turn to page 76. And if you choose to go to Flower Island, turn to page 10.
What was the whirlpool?
76.
Flower. Let's go to the ship. I want to see if they're going to drown these people.
Me too. Let's go watch the ship, you say. The mermaids burst in excited chitter. Good, good. That's one of our favorite things. Let's go right now. And you're off in the froth of tales. Only Tana scowls. You won't like it. I'm not sure I do, she grumbles. But you're used to her moods by now. 10 minutes later, Shyla stops, and the mermaids cluster around her. There it is, I hear it, she says. Now, let's go, but quietly, everyone. The mermaids swim to the surface, silent, except for a few nervous giggles. When your head is above water, you spot a huge ship nearby. It's close enough that you can see the sailors at work. It's a cruise ship, and it's on its way to pick up a load of passengers. One of the other mermaids interrupts her. Now? Not yet. Let them come a little closer. Ooh, we're gonna do some domestic terrorism.
Oh my gosh.
Turn to page 94. A minute later, Shyla says, "Now!" And the mermaids burst in the most beautiful song you've ever heard. A song with haunting, imploring melody, like a half-remembered tune from the past. "Look at the ship," Tana whispers to you. The sailors are gathering on the bow, listening intently to the music. Suddenly, one of them hurls himself into the water. Another one follows, then another, then all of them. You see the dark shapes of the bodies in the water. The mermaids are luring the the sailors to their death.
I knew this would happen.
Yeah. Turn to page 49. "What are you doing?" you cry, but the mermaids, absorbed in their terrible task, don't answer you. In a few minutes, the ship is completely empty. "Well done," Shyla says proudly. "Now let's go exploring." "You're horrible," you cry. "I can't believe this." Shyla shrugs. "Why not? Sometimes we rescue drowning people. It all evens out today." Today we're just going to see what's on the ship.
I love her.
She's pulling this move.
"I'm sorry I burned down your house. I didn't mean to. I'm just a girl and I got a little too silly."
That's exactly. That's exactly what she's doing. Damn. Fuck.
What you find so chilling is that none of the mermaids except for Tana seems to think there's anything unusual about what they've done. They're nodding as if Shyla's explanation is perfectly reasonable. Chatteringly happy, they begin to swim towards the deserted ship. "Aren't you coming?" one of them asks you. "Don't you want to see what's inside?" You're not so sure. If you refuse to go with the mermaids, turn to page 85. If you decide to go to the ship with them, turn to page 50.
Let's go with them.
Okay. Okay, I'll go to the ship, you say. You follow the mermaids. And a moment later, Tana follows. "There's always an underwater way in," she tells you as you draw close to the ship. She seems to be in a hurry to explore the ship. It's as if she'd forgotten that she didn't want to follow the other mermaids earlier. "We let in the water, sink the ship, so we can explore it without anybody noticing and bothering us." One of the groups of mermaids are already tugging at the lever at an underwater storage door, while several of the others smash portholes on the side of the ship. Water rushes in so quick that the ship sinks in 10 seconds. Now you're as eager as the others to see what's inside. And what a sight meets your eyes. The ship is filled with luxuries of every kind. You swim from room to room in delight, nibbling on fancy snacks in the kitchen, playing underwater pool in the billiard room, trying on jewelry from the ship's store. At last, the mermaids are tired of exploring. "Let's find something else to do," Shyla says. "I'm bored again." "We go to the whirlpool now," you suggest. And you all swim away, leaving the ruined ship lying at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, fun fact, typically when a ship sinks, it is very fast. It is like it takes 3 minutes usually for a ship to sink. Sometimes it's faster depending on why it sunk. The Titanic was an exception to the rule.
Well, it's because they needed to make a long movie about it.
They were like, one day somebody's going to make a movie about this.
We're going to have to make this last at least 2 hours so we can
the Titanic ship sinking was hours.
It was a little over 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it took forever for it to sink. To give you a good idea, the next big cruise ship that sank, it took 3 minutes. No time at all.
Okay, so you swim to the whirlpool. The whirlpool is a foaming funnel of water 20 feet across, bubbling and spinning like something alive. It doesn't seem to scare the mermaids, though. They're pushing and scuffling to be the first to throw themselves in. You watch nervously from the edge as one mermaid after the other suck down the vortex. "What happens at the bottom?" You can't help to ask. Tana snarls tolerantly. "Oh, you just wriggle out and come back up. Come on, try it." "After you say with a weak chuckle. Tana hurls herself down without a backward glance. You ease yourself reluctantly over the whirlpool's frothy lip. The next instant you're plunged into a swirling darkness and won't let go. You thrash around blindly, trying to get your bearings. Suddenly, the current snatches Tana's necklace from your neck.
Uh-oh.
"As long as you're wearing the necklace," Tana said, "you don't drown. But the instant it's off, you can. And you do."
See, that's why I didn't pick the whirlpool the first time, because I knew this was going to happen. Also, I wanted to see if they would kill people.
That's why you get them. That's why you get the necklace like stitched into your skin, and after it's like healed, you never have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Fun fact: that's how you get around a lot of losing amulets. You just stitch it into your skin.
Yeah. Just make it a part
It's
of
real
yourself.
easy. Yeah. Well, you want to not follow them into this cruise ship?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to page 80. 83. Yeah. Okay, so no! You shout and swim away. The mermaids don't even notice as you leave. You've been swimming for just a minute or so when you feel a tap on your shoulder. It's Tana. I didn't want to go with them either, she says. I don't like that kind of thing, and they forgot about me once. They'll forget about me again. I'd rather help you get home. Let's stop by those oyster beds on the way, you say. Turn to page 70. Later, you persuade your parents to let you spend part of every summer at the old boarding house. You slip off to visit Tana whenever you can, get the chance. And when you grow up, you sell some of the pearls you found in the oyster bed long ago so you can buy the boarding house and move in. Your children's children, never tell anyone about the wonderful friend who visits them from the sea. The end. See, that's another way. You get to still be around your girlfriend.
Yay! I like that end.
Yeah. Do you want to see what happens if we, what was the other one?
Flower Island.
Flower Island. Yeah, let's go to Flower
10.
Island. Let's see what's going on. Flower Island. Oh, Flower Island turns out to be a tiny ocean paradise, something like from a fairy tale. It's completely covered with beautiful flowering trees, except for one shore of gleaming pink sand. This is beautiful. But where are we, you asked Hana. Oh, I don't know, just somewhere in the ocean, she answers vaguely. No one plays here but us. Let's go ashore. Sure. Already the other mermaids are pulling themselves out of the water onto the beach to bask in the sun. You walk past them into the forest. The air is hushed and cooled and filled with the scent of 100 flowers. Hummingbirds flit back and forth through the blossoms, and a gorgeous butterfly floats lazily past you. You reach up to pick a piece of fruit. I could stay here forever, you say as you take a bite of the fruit, and the juice runs down your chin. And that's what you decide to do. Your life on Flower Island is like a beautiful dream, and the mermaids visit you every day. The end.
Aww.
Man, we got a lot of we got death. We got two endings where you get to stay with your mermaid girlfriend.
Yes.
So yeah, that's good. We still have a little bit more time. Let's see if we can exhaust a little bit more of this side of the book.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
We could go back to where we rested instead of swimming.
Yeah.
That's page 75. Are we going to be like a seal and just wedge ourselves between a couple rocks?
Yeah, sure. That's what's going to happen. Tana, I got to rest. You say, you go without me and I'll catch up with you. Don't try to catch up. You don't know your way around here. I'll swim ahead and check for the mermaids and come back for you. Without another word, she takes off. She sounds irritated, but you're too tired to care. You find a comfortable-looking bed of kelp and curl up in it. Turn to page 98.
Yeah, that's what seals do.
You wake up several hours later when a crab scuttles over your face. You feel much better. You stretch and do backward somersaults. Sit and wait for Tana. An hour later, you're still waiting. Has something happened to Tana? You wonder, maybe you should swim after her. Or should you wait a little longer? If you try to find Tana, turn to page 90, or turn to page 68. If you keep waiting, turn to page 33. So, my answer is, you wait.
Okay.
But, because that's what you're supposed to do. Like, if you're supposed to be found, you don't move from the spot.
Yeah.
Until you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
But, you do you. But, yeah.
Yeah, we can wait.
Okay, cool. We're gonna go to page 30. You wait, and wait, and wait. And Tana never returns. Mermaids are forgetful creatures, she told you. It looks like she was right. Oh, no. Yeah. So you just...
Yeah.
60. Okay, so here is where... Oh, yeah, of course, both these. I think we may have exhausted all of the choices and endings on this side. Because this is an ending. So,
yep.
You swim off in the direction that Tana took. At least you think it's the direction. there's no really real way to tell. What do oyster beds look like? You don't know, but you're pretty sure you're not swimming by any. All you could see is sand and rocks and seaweeds and occasional fish. Suddenly you're frightened. The ocean, which seemed to be a friend when Tana was with you, turned into a vast enemy. You're not. You're all alone. If anything is happening to you, no one will ever know. Panic-stricken, you claw your way up to the surface. The sea is choppy and gray, and it stretches out for miles around you. Not a ship, not a buoy, not even a seagull is in sight. There's no one to help you. You have two choices: to stay on the surface or go back underwater. Doesn't make much difference which you pick. The end. Yeah?
Your fight or flight picks in. You pick fight.
You fight the ocean.
So you fight the ocean.
You do the thing many Greek heroes tried to do before. You win. All life on Earth is now dead.
Fuck. You killed Poseidon. What is wrong with you? Like, he sucked, but you didn't have to do that.
The other thing about Poseidon that makes him suck, like, even doubly? He's also the god of horses. What the fuck?
Man, fuck this guy.
He represents two of the things I hate the most.
The ocean and horses. Terrible, terrible god. The worst.
Also, he gets off scot-free, be like, oh, Zeus is such a philanderer. So is Poseidon!
So are you!
God! Ugh. That's why I'm glad that Percy Jackson doesn't like him.
I know.
But I think we, like, legitimately exhausted every single thing we could do on this book. So.
Yeah, like, I think the only thing left is way back at the beginning if we decide to stay at the boarding house.
Yeah, that's the only thing left, and I would like to do this as a revisit later, so...
Oh, it has its own tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the other half of the book?
Dang. This one has a lot.
Yeah, we have, how many endings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we only have, like, half the endings.
Oh, okay. This is a 20 ending one. Okay.
23 ending. Or 25. Yeah, 23 ending.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we did half the book fully.
Dang.
So we will revisit this book, definitely, because it's good.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's a really fun one. I like, even the ones where we died, I have liked the endings.
Yeah. It's just written really well. It doesn't feel like the story is... It doesn't feel like you are happening to the story, like the story is just happening, basically.
Yes.
And, it's just real fun. I don't know. Don't know what else to say. This is a good one.
Yeah, this has been the best one we've read so far.
Yeah. And we have, and I know we have a couple of really good ones as well coming up, so...
Yes.
But, I don't know. I don't know how we're supposed to end this.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say besides it's good?
I like that we can be with our mermaid girlfriend in so many endings.
Yeah. It is nice.
I also like that one ending where they're like, you're children, but they don't say that you're married.
Yeah. Don't say that you're married. When it comes down to it, if you want children, like, you kind of only need one ingredient if you're a woman.
Or you could just adopt.
Or you can adopt. Yeah, that you either need an ingredient that I'm gonna just say real abundant. Yeah. There's a lot of baby juice going around.
Yeah.
Or you can adopt. And I like to think that you have a nice, beautiful, like, multiracial family.
It is implied that you are well off in that ending as well.
Well, yeah, like, you could get, like, pretty decent pearls and stuff that are, like, really fresh and that are, like, guaranteed.
And you can keep getting them because the oysters stay alive.
Also, you could probably literally get sunken treasure.
That is true.
Like, you have to pay a finder's fee, but, like, you get to keep majority of it.
Yeah, that is true. We did look for it in that one ending, and then we got boiled alive.
But, like, it wouldn't be hard for them to just self-fund. Like, you could just be the most, like, profitable, like, treasure diver ever. And you can also just, like, pretty directly steal from, like, rich people as well, off their yachts, so.
I hope that in the history books, they call me and my mermaid girlfriend good friends.
No. Good friends that need each other and never one time she described her friend as the person that she can't live without, her oxygen, the reason she lives. Best friend shit.
Yeah. They lived together for 20 years.
They slept in the same bed because they were so frugal.
Yeah. Yeah. They were just really good friends. Just gals being pals.
Yeah. But yeah, so do the plugs.
Yeah, you should totally go check out our previous podcast where we read the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft. It's called Over Innsmouth. It was very fun. We went through his stories. We recorded reading them with commentary. Some of them we made audiobooks. Some of them were just like plain too boring or racist for audiobooks. Yeah, and it was really fun. We had a great time dunking on him being super racist, which really impacted the quality of some of those stories. Honestly. But yeah, there are some gems in there. I remember we really liked Dagon and Nyarlathotep. Color Out of Space, of course, is a classic. We had a great time reading Shadow over Innsmouth, of course. But yeah, you should go check it out. Pretty much all of his big stories are available. I think the only one that we really didn't make much of an audiobook or even read was Horror Red Hook, because it wasn't that good. But yeah, Over Innsmouth, go check it out. It's a very fun podcast. We had a great time making it.
I don't know how you could be like boringly anti-Semitic.
Oh my god.
But
like the whole time. The ending is fantastic. The first 2/3 of the story are so boring.
Yep. But yeah, so that's it for me. This has been Turn to Your Doom, and I don't know, like cruise ships are kind of like a blight.
They are breeding grounds for norovirus.
They're also just like they also dump so much.
Oh my god, so much
into the ocean.
Yeah.
Also, if you're in the right place, you could technically murder someone and get away with it if you're, sneaky enough about it.
It's true.
I would say that cops have even less than 60% chance of catching you if you murder someone in international waters.
There have been multiple people who have disappeared off cruise ships and were never found.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so, bye.
Bye!